Yeah, it would probably mean more downside because before the stock rallied in February, it was trading at about $75. And SoftBank was around 6,000. That would be the base case. But what happens is any further pressure from there onwards, further downside, is where the margin call for Masa risks start to appear, anything below 5,000. And therefore, they are forced to do buyback. In past, you might have heard me talk about this is a trade. You buy when they are doing buyback, you stay away otherwise. And then we went long before ARM. Again, if they were to do buyback, stay long. Otherwise, it still remains a trade. On ARM, we need to see where it stabilizes. Are they able to pass on 2, 3, 4% stake to anchor investors? Is Apple or is NVIDIA or Samsung, any of them willing to take that stake at these price points? So far, it doesn't look like anybody is biting.
You're putting a price target of 11,460 on SoftBank, which is a 43% upside from here. What are your assumptions aside of ARM, or is that the key catalyst?
So if you look at SoftBank's own assumptions, NAV per share is 19,000 yen.
That explains it.
What we do is we apply a 25% discount to gross asset value. And another place we are different is we are not taking the value of the private book under Vision Fund 1 and 2 as they are giving us. We are giving it a discount as well. We are taking the publicly listed stakes at face value, the listed value, whatever it is. For private book, we are giving it an additional discount, and that's how we get to 11,460. We are using 25% holdco discount. It can be 30.
And what's the risk to this call?
ARM collapses.
ARM collapses. Aren't you swinging the other way? That's not going to happen, but there has to be something more realistic than that. My sense is that for a lot of these companies, I think an earnings miss or revenue miss would be a trigger for the sell-off in the stocks, even for NVIDIA, because there's just been so much hype around expectations and forecasts and projections.
So I'm saying ARM stock price collapses. SoftBank doesn't have any earnings, so it can't fall by itself.
About ARM itself.
So ARM could fall if something else were to fall in the ecosystem and the valuations were to correct. If they were to actually release and they were to sell another 10%, 20% in the market, there would be enough liquidity for it to be shorted again, and the stock could itself fall.
Do you see an oversupply situation in the chips market?
Semiconductor market?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's cyclical, but currently what you're seeing with the demand for GPUs or TPUs, they're already booked for years ahead. So it's like to talk about shortage now is too premature. I mean, we can keep saying every time there's something like the subsequent 12 months or the subsequent 12 months. But the realistic thing that you got to see is like we barely started about 12 months back on these things.